Hello. I'm so curious to hear how everyone else is right now because I genuinely wondering if how I'm feeling is an energy that's going around, if there's just some stressors that are kind of weighing on us, if it's a pregnancy thing, what's going on. So I'm curious to hear how everyone else is. So let's do a check-in. Let's give people a few moments to show up. Hey, Elise. I just sent you an email, by the way. So I am so sorry that blonde pregnant Amanda copied the address wrong. But I promise you it will be out. Your journal will be out promptly, at least. Hello, Ashley, David, John, Aaron. Aaron, hi from downstairs. Chet. Whoa, everybody is so prompt and on time. I love it. Everyone is so punctual. I'm sorry you're feeling empty, Elise. It's really understandable that you're struggling, though. The loss of your friend is still very new. It's still very fresh, so it's completely understandable that things are feeling really heavy right now. David says, Aaron Butler, the message is coming from inside the house. I just made a reference about that the other day, and now I can't remember why. Just like we were in the middle of stream, our Patreon pack stream a couple weeks ago, and I was just talking and completely forgot where I was going with it and had no idea, was literally shocking myself of, wait, how did I connect these 2 points? And then I was just baffled because in my brain they were no longer connecting. So I will try really, really hard to not space out, to not have a blonde or pregnancy moment. Aaron says you don't look pregnant. So that's because you can't see me. You can't see the bottom half of me. Hi, Arby. T and Glenn. Oh, let's see then. Any bump. Oh, gosh. So this is kind of Aurora's premiere on stream, and I'm finally in maternity pants. This might be kind of weird for everybody, but there is baby. There's Aurora. Definitely there. Definitely look pregnant from the waist down. Thank you. Thank you, Chet. Thank you, Elise. And Glenn. Oh, that felt good. I'm glad that you get to meet her. Hi, Victor. So yeah, my current mood is something like I want to eat cookies, but I want to murder someone, but I want to cry while eating cookies. Maybe in murdering someone, but I don't want the blood to get on my cookies. So that's kind of where my mood has been. And I'm thinking, this has to be a pregnancy thing. Or it's just an Amanda thing. We all know all of those things are completely normal for Amanda. She has been super wiggly, so I'm kind of hoping that she lets herself be known on stream a little bit. So we know that she is here and that she is expressing herself as well on the stream. But yeah, it's been kind of crazy because it's wild. To me, it feels like there's a big fish just kind of blubbing around inside of me right now. That's the best way I would describe it. Thank you, David. Zephielon says, congratulations, I'm just now finding out. Yeah, I made an announcement video and a couple of videos, and I think I've mentioned it on stream a couple of times, but nobody had brought it up, and I felt weird bringing it up, so thank you. I love you, T and Glenn, for allowing me to introduce her. Vinci says, enjoying my 6 months of being sober of alcohol. Snaps, get some preliminary snaps in here. Very proud of you. So before we get too far in, I do just want to remind everyone I'm not a mental health professional, so any advice or insights that I give is just based on my experiences or the experience of other individuals that I have interacted with. Although I do have my bachelor's in forensic psychology, I am not a psychologist. So if you are really struggling, I really encourage you to get the help that you deserve from a licensed professional. With that being said, these streams are just a place for us to share where we're at, share our wins, share our struggles, and just be transparent. Transparent. It's just a safe place for us all to talk, for us all to chat, regardless of where we're at. The King of the Star says, "I feel safe here." Good. That's the whole point. Victor says, "I have smoked cigarettes in almost a year." I'm assuming that's a typo and you meant to say I haven't smoked cigarettes in almost a year. Also, we do have a goal of reaching pledges of $250 on the stream. All of that goes toward my mental health outreach. You can use the super chat or super sticker function to do that. If you make bigger pledges and donations, I almost forgot to open my email. If you make bigger pledges or donations, please use PayPal or Venmo to do so that YouTube does not take that cut, and I will still call it out on the stream, and I'll still add that to the total. That you can find those in the video description, or David can drop them here in the chat. But I'm really kind of excited to talk about the big thing that I've done in the last couple of weeks. So I always try to make sure that there's one big thing, and it's crazy to me because there's always an opportunity that kind of falls in my lap that is just very special and meaningful, so that I can help someone with these pledges and funds. So all of the pledges go toward my mental health outreach, just being able to help people in the community. So some of it goes toward journals or helping people with therapy here in the community. We've helped people adopt several emotional support animals. We helped a veteran realize his dream. We helped get Christmas presents for a homeless guy named Tommy. So this last couple of weeks, I ended up meeting a trucker. I ended up having a trucker reach out to me. Now, my parents were truckers. I was conceived in a semi. So this was just kind of extra special to me at the moment because the struggles and the isolation and the mental health challenges that truckers face are often kind of forgotten by the general public. It's something that not a lot of people talk about. It's something that not a lot of people are aware of or really think about. But there is a lot of isolation of being on the road that much, being away from family, being away from your comforts, having to just constantly be on the road and sleep in this little itty bitty teeny tiny cab and everything. So I was talking to this guy and he was saying just that he was feeling very isolated, that he really missed home, that he'd really been missing his mom. His mom passed away last year and he'd really been missing his mom. He wasn't sure how to connect with home and he wasn't sure how to connect with her. And I got to talking to him, and he had said that one thing that really reminded him of her was the lotion that she wore, but he didn't know what the lotion was, right? So he said, well, it had flowers on the label. I'm going, that is such a guy thing to say, because most lotions and perfumes and stuff are going to have flowers. Not most, but a good chunk of them, because there's a lot of florally scents, right? So I'm going, oh my gosh, that's not helpful. So then he was saying, well, I remember that the label was red, white, and pink, right? Okay, again, pretty, feminine colors, pretty general colors for fragrances. So I kept asking questions and stuff, and finally, working together with my friend, found out that, well, we kind of took a guess and lucked out on this, but we said, okay, what matches all this? He said it was musky but still girly, and gave all these descriptions. And I was talking to her and I said, can you think of anything? Because the only thing I can think of, I gave a couple suggestions, and finally it hit us, and we went, oh my gosh, it's Japanese cherry blossom from Bath and Body Works. So we got some Japanese cherry blossom lotion from Bath and Body Works, and he was saying that, I didn't even know this was a thing, his semi still only has a cassette player because he's had it for quite some time, and it hasn't been updated. So his semi only has a cassette player, and he doesn't like to use his phone to play music and stuff, right? So I kid you not, I had been talking to him. He told me a lot of the music he liked and stuff, and a lot of the music that reminded him of home, which is in New Jersey, by the way. So I ended up getting cassettes for, you guys would be proud, because he was telling me some of the songs and stuff that he was really attached to. One of them was a Metallica song, so that was pretty cool. So I managed to find a freaking Metallica cassette along with some other cassettes. He liked some country stuff. His mom was really into country, like my parents. So got him some country cassettes. I actually gave him a couple of my parents to share because I thought that they would love that idea, that I shared that with this trucker. But sent him a bottle of the lotion and a bunch of cassettes for his truck, and some saltwater taffy, because he's from New Jersey, and that was something that I thought, what would represent New Jersey? And I asked a couple friends that were from Jersey. They said saltwater taffy. That's a big Jersey thing. And fortunately, he was going to be in the same place for about a month. So I was able to ship this to him, and he just sent me this message. And he said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you figured out what lotion my mom wore based on this, based on the vague description I gave you. This is definitely it." And the CD or the cassettes were spot on. So that was our big thing in the past couple of weeks, was helping this trucker. And I was thinking, man, that's something that we really need to talk more about, right? And he's considering coming on the channel at some point and just doing kind of an awareness thing, and talking about his lifestyle, and talking about the different struggles, like the specific struggles truckers face. So that is what pledges from the last stream went to, was helping this trucker feel more at home, feel connected to his mom that he lost last year, and just have some enjoyment. I included a few other little things in there, like a stress ball and stuff like that, just because he said my hands get really tired and I find myself getting anxious and stuff. So I thought the stress ball would be really good for hand exercises. And I talked to a couple of trucker buddies that I know. I have a friend who's a trucker. And he said, yeah, anything that works the hands. So I just made him like a little care package and sent that. So that was what we did this last couple of weeks. So thank you guys for helping me to help him. So Spencer, thank you. Spencer is the first pledge. Also, so we did not meet our goal last time, but if we meet it this time, I'm still going to offer this. This is a piece of canvas artwork that has Linkin Park lyrics on it. As you guys know, Linkin Park is very, very special to me, was very monumental in my healing journey, in my story. And I will sign either the front or the back. So if we reach the pledge goal of 250 in pledges, then I will pick at random someone who has pledged here on the stream today, and I will sign either the front or the back, whichever you want, and send that to you. So that is kind of the incentive for that. Like I said, if you do make bigger pledges, please make sure to do so through PayPal or Venmo, and I will see it pop up here on my email and keep track of that. And anyone who does donate $50 or more, I've decided that I will send a copy of my workbook, my Happiness Boost workbook, which is part of my course. It's not the whole course. There's also a lot of video material, but I can't actually go in and manually grant access at this point, because Teachable changed their policies and changed their interface, but I can offer the workbook aspect. So if anyone donates $50 or more, I will send a copy of the workbook to them. Tonight is the Alaskan Avenger live stream. He goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern. That should be really interesting. T Montgomery says that's beyond awesome that you did that. I just remember that my parents were always talking about how they would talk on CBs with their buddies and stuff, just to kind of keep the loneliness at bay. Because even though my parents were together, it's still rough, feeling so disconnected. Aaron says Aurora wants to know if you want dinner with rice, pasta, or noodles. Well, can you tell me, little girl? Because I don't know. I haven't been having food cravings, but I've been having a lot of food aversions, and I'm at the point where literally nothing sounds good. And I've been having a lot of smoothies. That's what I've been relying on. I guess pasta. I'm not sure. I can't make choices. Elise says, my parents won't let me get an emotional support dog for my autism, but I need one. I feel like disowning my parents and leaving and going far away. Plus, they said to me, why are you crying for Olivia? I am so sorry that they are being so invalidating about your needs, not only with your grief, but with your very obvious recognition that an emotional support dog could help you. I'm not sure if it's a possibility to get away. I'm not sure how old you are, so I'm not sure if it's a possibility to get away from them. But yeah, them saying that she wasn't worth crying for and that you wanted to be with her, it just sounds like your parents aren't accepting of who you are or your needs. And I'm so sorry that you're not getting the support you deserve from them. I hope that you feel supported by us. And if you do get away, if you are able to get away, then we'd be more than happy to help you get a more emotional support dog, help you get through that process and stuff. So I'm not sure if it's possible to get away, but if it is, I'd be happy to help you look into that process. If you are old enough, you can also look into emancipation, because it sounds like this is a detriment to your mental health being with your parents, living with your parents. I'm assuming you live with them. It's sounding like that's a detriment to your mental well-being, and obviously you deserve the space to grieve this person that you loved, and you deserve to have the support you deserve and that you need. And it sounds like to you recognize that would be having a little companion. So let's see what we can do. Hello, Warmoose. Hello, Spencer. Okay, Elise, you're 23, and they're saying that lesbians go to hell. Okay, so it's that kind of situation. All right, so it does sound like getting to a safe place and moving out would be an option to look into. I'm not sure if that is possible for you. Emancipation is when you basically divorce your parents, but that doesn't apply to you because you're not under 18 unless for some reason they have guardianship, even though you're of age because of the autism. But let's talk and see what we can do. So if you email me, I know we've already been chatting over email for the journal that I'm going to send. But if we continue chatting, I would be happy to look at options with you and see what we can do to get you into a safe place. Because it does sound like getting out of that situation would be ideal. Warmoose Eternal says, I got my dog Liz as my emotional support animal because I've been recently diagnosed with severe anxiety disorder. Funny enough, he's a German Shepherd. I love that for you. Hi, Hans. Hi, Hannah. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. I've had so many ups and downs. Like it's been this mix between, as I said, oh my God, I want to murder somebody, and oh my God, I want cookies. So I've definitely had my fair share of struggles and wins, and I know that's life, but I feel like it's just been a lot more polarized lately, or maybe it's just feeling like that because of the pregnancy. But I just feel like things are so much more polarized. That yesterday was amazing. I went out, and this tells me that I'm old. This tells me the age I'm at, that I went out and I was excited to run errands and do chores, guys. I was excited to run errands. And I ended up, so I have a Pango Books and a Poshmark, and I ended up making several sales. I sold some books, and I made several sales in Poshmark, so I was feeling really good about that. And I just got a lot of things knocked out that were on my list, and that felt really good. It was just a bunch of dopamine hits, and just being outside. It's really nice here right now. So being outside and getting some vitamin D, getting some sunshine was just awesome. It was amazing. So I had that, and I woke up this morning and I was, okay, Actually, I woke up, I don't know what time it was, but kind of middle of the night. And I was, okay, it's fine. Everything's good. You had a great day. Tomorrow's going to be great. And then I woke up and I was just an emotional mess. And I cried for some time and was just kind of all over the place. Um, so it's definitely been a rocky road. I am feeling quite isolated. Uh, I'm feeling, I don't, I can't really put it into words, or maybe I'm just afraid of putting it into words, but I have been feeling unseen, I guess, during this time because I expected certain people to be here and be supportive that aren't, and it's been really hurtful. So there's definitely been there's definitely been a lot of shifts that I'm trying to work through, but I've really been trying to focus on the wins. I've been really dead set on focusing on the wins. Miss Amanda, I love it. Not Mrs. I am pregnant. I'm quite pregnant. Hi, Amanda. It's Dante. I emailed you about that situation with my friend not too long ago. Tomorrow, I'm going to reach out to her for the first time. Very nervous, haha, but it's something I have to do. I'm very proud of you. I know it can be very uncomfortable to reach out to people when we're not sure how they're going to respond, but I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself and for being able to express yourself, for finding that strength to express yourself. Zabiolan says you're looking pregnant, or you're looking beautiful with your pregnant glow. Congratulations to you and your wonderful family. This online community is awesome, and we are here for you all. Thank you so much. It's funny that you say that because just a couple days ago, I'm going, oh my God, everybody can just burn in their pregnancy glow because I just look like I'm dead and I just look like a whale. I ended up telling Aaron the other day, what was it, that I was a sad, hungry, lonely whale, and I'm bawling, and it came out of my mouth, and then I just started chuckling because when I said it, it was hilarious, but or it wasn't hilarious. I was very emotional, but after I said it, I realized how hilarious it was, and then I went back to crying. But yeah, definitely feeling like that sad, lonely whale. Chet Manley, thank you so much. It's a 10 from Chet. Make sure I'm spelling Chet right. Yeah, I'm still old school and write everything down. Thank you for the help you've given me from a distance, Amanda. I'm a suicide survivor as well. Have you ever heard this song, Mad as a Hatter by Larkin Poe? I think you would like it. I have not, but now I'm curious because I love Alice in Wonderland, and Larkin Poe sounds kind of like Linkin Park. Like I doubt it's the same sound, but I already am intrigued. So let me write that down. Actually, I think that's on our list. I think that's on the master list. So we do have, people ask me about that all the time. I see that there's a lot of song requests and stuff that people are putting song requests here in the chat or putting song requests in the comments or emailing me song requests, and I get dozens of them every single day. And it's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm really not trying to ignore them. I do try and acknowledge them. And I do have a master list of all the song requests that I get. But it's so tricky because I can't do them all and I have to pick and choose. So that's why I made requests a Patreon perk. So my Patreons do get priority song requests, but I do keep a master list of all the songs that you guys request and kind of gauge how popular that request is. So if a lot of people are requesting it, then I tend to do those just so I can have the most people get their requests filled at once. But I do have a master list, so I'm never ignoring you. I do keep track of all the songs you guys are requesting. Thank you, Ryan. We might just hit it this week. Thank you so much. So we're at 62. We're almost halfway. We're at 62 out of our 250 goal. So I'm gonna cross fingers. Alkin, I didn't realize that that's who Hans was. How are you? I was literally just thinking of you yesterday. I had seen a picture of you, and I was doing some editing in for Patreon because I was posting a few reactions, like a few Patreon exclusive reactions, and you were on one of the calls we did, and I saw you, and I thought about you, and I was I was going to email you this week and check on you, so I'm glad that you're in here. And it's so good to see you. We miss you. She says, the song I suggest is about schizophrenia and dementia. You can't tell me that. Then I'm going in with knowledge. But you know what? My pregnancy brain's going to forget that in 15 seconds anyway. Jabril says, thank you for your reactions and support. You really helped me conquer my depression alongside meds and therapy. Please continue to do what you do. Thank you so much for letting me know that. It's always so humbling and rewarding to know that the content is reaching people. It's helping people. So thank you very much. And I'm very proud of you that you are continuing your journey. You're continuing to fight. Elise says, I'm listening to the first half of Would Anyone Care on repeat. Well, I care. And I think there's a lot of people here that would care very much if anything happened to you. I know that things are difficult right now. I've lost people I love over and over. And I know that it can feel so crippling. It can feel like we're never going to get past it. It can feel like it's the end of the world because it's the end of our world. But over time, we do find some sort of normal. It will never be what it was before. We never can go back because we always say, oh, I just want my life back. And that's not possible. When we lose someone, we're never going to have that life back. We have to find what life is going to look like, how we can find meaning and purpose and peace over time after we've gone through the intense part of our grief process. Ray J's mental journey. Amanda, I know this is late, but can I get snaps for reaching 1 year sober on Saturday? And I'm leaving a very unhealthy long-term relationship. You're actually not late. We haven't done snaps yet, but I will give you preliminary snaps for both those things. That's amazing. I know that leaving any relationship can be difficult, even if we know that it's not good for us, that it's not serving us. It can be so hard to rip the Band-Aid off and make that change. And of course, going into recovery, getting sober is always a challenge when we've turned to that for so long. So I'm very proud of you. Big snaps. With that being said, let's do our good news story. Then we can do our snaps, because I think we're going to have quite a few snaps. And of course, you can leave your snaps here as I'm doing this. So after I do the good news story, we can move on to that. You don't want to subscribe. Stop that. We can move on and do snaps, and I will try to read as many as I can. Just know that it gets crazy in here, and I can't read every comment. I'm not intentionally ignoring anyone. I can't read every comment, and that's another thing, that if you use a super chat or super sticker function, it highlights your comment. So then I will be sure to see it, and I'll be sure to read it. So this sounds so familiar. I swear I've read this somewhere, and I hope I haven't read it on stream, but I think this is really awesome. And I know that this is something that's come up quite a few times in the community, is men's mental health. So this one is how a walk in the woods is helping men overcome the stigma of talking about their feelings. What began with 9 men meeting in a room in Yorkshire has become a UK movement for suicide prevention. Now Andy's Man Club is finding that forests can be a good place to talk too. There is so much to unpack in that. That's so true. One day while running through a forest as the sun glistening, One day while running through a forest with the sun glistening on the gold autumn leaves, Andy Barton had an epiphany. It was like a light bulb moment, he recalls. For a long time, I really struggled to live in the moment. It was something I was always searching for, but then it hit me. My head was totally clear, and I was surrounded by nature and the beautiful colors of the forest. I realized this is living in the moment, absolutely. That's so much easier to be mindful when you're out in nature, I found. So I love that epiphany. Bart's is one of 5,000 plus men who regularly attend Andy's Man Club, a men's suicide prevention charity that offers free peer-to-peer support groups across the UK each week. Talking at Andy's Man Club has saved my life, he says. I was going through a really dark time, and it helped me a lot. Before I attended, I thought it was only me that had these thoughts, but you realize you're not alone. Sharing that with someone really helps subside those feelings, and it makes you part of a community. Andy's Man Club was founded in 2016 to provide a safe space for men to talk about their feelings. It was named after Andrew Roberts, who lost his life to suicide at age 23. The first event was held in a room in Halifax, Yorkshire, with 9 men. The club has since grown into a national charity with more than 200 groups meeting every Monday across the UK. Such events have proven to be life-saving in some instances, and a charity's vital work was recognized in 2021 with a Queen's Award for voluntary service. When we first started, men weren't really talking, says Luke Ambler, co-founder of Andy's Man Club and brother-in-law of Andrew Roberts. But they just needed a platform to do so. And now the attitude is definitely changing. It's incredibly rewarding. It gives me something that nothing else ever does or will. I love leading Andy's Man Club. It's inspiring and impactful every day. I love this because it's a reminder that it's okay to talk. And I know that society can very much discourage this in men. And we've had this conversation a lot in the comment section, or even in the video reaction I did for that there's some women that's an unhealthy relationship, by the way. I just want to really drill that in. If someone is weaponizing emotions against you, regardless of gender, that is a toxic relationship. Run. Do not walk. Run. Exit stage left. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. But when we can break through that, when we can break that stigma, when men do have safe places to open up, whether it is with a partner who understands, or whether it's with other men, or whether it's with a mental health professional, it can really, really help move things in the right direction for them personally, but also for men as a whole, for us as a society. Because telling boys to man up is just going to leave them trying to man down when they're an adult and they need substances to cope, because now they have all this suppressed stuff. They've repressed all of their emotions, and now they don't know how to really grieve or go through things in a healthy manner. So just talking, just opening up like we do here is such a huge, huge thing. So to every person, but right now every man that is coming in here and trusting me enough to know that I'm never, ever, ever going to weaponize your emotions against you. I'm never going to judge you for showing those emotions. Thank you so much for being part of the solution in this. What do you guys think of this, though, of Andy's Man Club? I think that's an awesome idea, because it's mixing this concept of talking and opening up with getting outside, getting the vitamin D, being in nature, which is proven to help mental health. Hofstad, thank you so much. Your vids helped me out a lot while I was deployed all of last year in Poland. Felt like it brought me closer to my farm back in West Virginia. Oh my gosh. I am so happy to give you any sense of home. I have so many veterans here in the community that have really been helped by the videos. And let me tell you, I know I've said this a bazillion times, but when I started doing this channel, when I started doing the reactions, I didn't understand the impact that that could have, which is silly, because to me, when I was younger, when I shared Linkin Park with somebody, that was me trying to make a connection with them. It was me saying, this is how I feel, even though I can't put it into words. So if you listen to this, then you can hear me. So I should have known how much music can connect people, especially when we're sharing our emotions surrounding it. But a little bit deeper into that, I had no idea that I would be able to help our veterans, our troops, in any way, shape, or form, because I feel like how could my content possibly help someone who's going through something that I admittedly will never ever understand? But I think in some way, we're all going through trauma, we're all going through anxiety, we all go through isolation. Those things are kind of universal. Those things are kind of human. So when we find those common grounds, when we can hear each other, when we can have empathy for each other, when we can see another person's struggles. Empathy doesn't mean that you have to understand on a deep level what that person's feeling. It just means that you have to be willing to listen and to hold space for them, to sit down with them, not to look down in the hole and say, sorry you feel that way, but to really try to understand. And I really do try to understand where people from different walks of life are coming from, be it veterans or truckers or whatever. So it really means a lot to me that this is reaching people from different walks of life, especially those that have served. That is pretty special to me. My dad was a Vietnam veteran, so it's very special to me to be able to help in some way. I never expected that. I never expected that I'd be able to have anything whatsoever to offer. So thank you for the reminder that we can all have something to offer that can reach people we never ever expected. So thank you for that. Hi, Tyler. Novato says talking always is a good idea. I mean, there's sometimes right after Wendy passed away, my dog that passed away just after Christmas, I'm still so struggling with that. But for the first several weeks, I just wasn't in a place to talk. And it wasn't, I'm isolating myself to push everyone away. It was just, sometimes we have to do this work in ourselves. We have to reflect. We have to think without anyone else's input and process some things on our own. And I totally understand being in that place, but there is a lot of value in recognizing, okay, I just need some time to reflect, or I'm trying to isolate. Because if you're trying to isolate, that's going to backfire 9 times out of 10. And then just saying, you know what, I gotta find somebody to talk to. This is too much. Oftentimes, the biggest sign is when you start feeling that overwhelmed. Then it's okay. This is too much. I was feeling very heightened, overwhelming feelings. Don't get me wrong, but it was, you know what? I have this strong skill set. I have this strong toolbox. I'm going to turn to those things right now, and I know that I can reach out to people. It's just not the skill I want to use right now. So as long as you're using other skills and you're not isolating to try to protect people or to do things that aren't helpful to kind of slide further down, then it's really important to know when to turn to which tool. Hi, Eddie. Eddie says, I'm trying. I see that you're trying. I see you, and I will hold space for you. Novato says breaking things like plates or glass helps a lot. Funny you say that. So Bryson, I don't know if he's listening right now from downstairs. He just turned 14. So my son just turned 14. That's crazy to me. Well, that's just freaky. He just turned 14 and he wanted to do a rage room. And we looked up rage rooms and it was so ludicrously expensive. And I said, yeah, we can't really afford that right now. And it wasn't even that much fun. They just gave you a little box of glass for really, really ludicrous amounts of money. They just gave you a little box of bottles. So no, we set up our own rage room, and Bryce just went to town with a crowbar and a baseball bat on these computers and printers and TVs that we found. They were going to be thrown away. They didn't work. They were going to be thrown away. So we found all this stuff, bottles, pots. So you could be like Link and shatter the pots. And it really, he was just, yeah, I feel good. It really helped. I think I broke a bottle and took a couple swings at the TV to participate, but it can feel really good to just get that out. Yes, Jet's absolutely okay to share wins in here. So actually, with that being said, let's get started. Let's get started on our wins. Of course, it comes with the song, with the Snap Cup song, so we can do snaps. So snaps are just a way of sharing warm little fuzzies with the community and acknowledging people for their wins. Like I said, I like to talk about wins and struggles in here and keep the balance. So pity that Edward isn't here, but I think that we can send him so much snap that he's gonna feel it way over on the East Coast. So Edward's one of our regulars that just loves the Snap Cup song so much. But so let's all sing together and do snaps. Snap cup time, gather ye round, friends and foes together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find harmony and love in a Snap Cup. Thank you, Master Rogue. Alrighty. Spillman says, I'm still here even though I don't want to be. That's the most important time, I think, to still be here, because it's the hardest time and it shows that strength. So big snaps to you for finding that strength to be here, even if you're having that call to the void, even if your shadow is really trying to convince you to leave. We will be here to be the voice to tell you to stay because we care if your light goes out. So please keep fighting. Things can shift in that direction. You can move things in the direction toward wanting to be here, finding that reason to fight, finding that reason to go on. So let us help you find your reason, but big snaps to you for still being here. Sorry guys, my back is definitely feeling the 6-month mark. Oh, so here's Edward's win. Edward's getting the win and not the snaps. We're going to have to give extra snaps to Edward. Edward says, after several years, I've been able to reconnect with close family members that my depression and anxiety played a huge role in alienating from my life. I'm so very grateful for this blessing and what the future holds. I knew about this win, and it still makes me smile like the Cheshire Cat to know about this. So Edward, like I said, is a regular here in the community, and he personally shared with me about this win. And I knew how much it was weighing on him to not have that connection. So this is just a beautiful reminder that bridges can always be repaired, that we can always heal the damage that has been done, or usually 9 times out of 10, we can heal the damage that's been done. I think at the very least, we can always find some kind of peace. We can find some way of moving in the right direction. I know that's a big anxiety. It was for me when you go into that darkness, right? And you do things that normal you never would have done. And you do all this damage because you're pushing people away. And then when you come out of it, you have all this guilt, you have all this anxiety, you're feeling like, well, nobody would fight for me, nobody cared. So you have all of these thoughts stacking up. And this is a good reminder that it's never too late. So it might have taken years, but now they are able to reconnect and start moving forward and being able to maybe create a new relationship, create a new dynamic. So that's very, very beautiful. And I'm very happy. Tony says, continued solid conversations with Aiden, which is his son. Both boys brought home A's on their respective tests. Yay! Aiden with algebra, which he struggled with for most of the fall semester, understandably. Collins was in science this week. Slow progress with my PTSD, I think. Fought really hard with the flashbacks on Friday night. We laid my brother Sam, who passed 3 weeks ago, a week ago yesterday. Despite feeling like I had to deliver his eulogy, I recognized that the eulogy would push things over the edge after I watched his death through a video call 2 years ago this past Friday. 2 years ago was the last time myself and all 10 of my brothers that I've lost hung out, and that is making me extra emotional. That's completely understandable. I'm really trying to be the dad that the boys deserve, and I can only hope that I am close. Darlin, you're there. You are a wonderful dad to those boys. I know that. Proud of the boys and feel like it is their win. For some reason, I don't see the rest as a win. I'm emotionally and mentally exhausted. I've cried twice my body weight every night this week and on Thursday. I called 988, which is the suicide hotline for anyone that doesn't know, because of the intensity and overwhelming feelings that I had. Doing my best to keep my eyes on the horizon, not the shadows. I have Philippians 4:13 tattooed on my arm, and that scripture reads, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I have been holding on to that a lot. Much love to y'all, and thank you for being my extended family. Well, first of all, snaps to the boys on getting A's on their respective tests. I know that can be quite a challenge to overcome those subjects that we just might not be really excelling at. I was in statistics over here. I don't think that it's slow progress with the PTSD. I think that you moved through the flashbacks. You set a boundary when you realized that you weren't able to give this eulogy because you knew that that would be too much for you. So you set that boundary and you held that space for yourself. You had grace for yourself there. It's totally normal that you're exhausted, that you're mentally and physically exhausted. This newest grief is still fresh. You've had a lot happen in the last couple of years. You've been going through a lot. And so I think it's completely normal to be physically and mentally exhausted. And the win in there is that you're taking time for yourself. You're setting boundaries. You're bonding with the boys. So you're still doing these things to move in the right direction. And the fact that you, as you were saying, cried twice your body weight, you know what? You're releasing, you're cleansing yourself out. That in and of itself is worthy of snaps. That in and of itself is worthy of acknowledging, because you're being authentic with your emotions and you're letting your emotions move through you. You're not trying to hold them in or anything. And that will help you heal a whole lot faster than if you weren't crying. I would be concerned if you weren't crying or you weren't having whatever emotional release that is best for you. And having tattoos, be it scriptures or be it quotes or whatever the case, can be very helpful just as reminders that of whatever it is you're needing to think about, So for some people that might be feeling less alone because of their faith or because of a family member, or for some people it might be a movie character or some sort of individual that they look up to, maybe a quote from them. I have movie quotes all over my wall here on different from different things. I have Breaking Bad and Legally Blonde and Saw and Fantastic Beasts and Boy Meets World and Handmaid's Tale and Dexter, and these things are all just very inspirational. So having those reminders that are easy to see, that you see frequently, can be super, super helpful. Hans says, how is Amanda's study of psychology going? And is talking to David, how's your health and Edward's mental health going? Here and then I think about you all. We think about you so much, Alkin. I actually just got my bachelor's last month. So I have a bachelor's in forensic psychology now. I'm taking a break because of the baby to enjoy the last bit of my pregnancy and, of course, take some time for her when she's born. And I will let David speak for himself. And Edward just had a big win. And I happen to know that he's doing pretty well, but I'll let David speak for himself. Henry says, hi, Amanda, just wanted to ask how you're doing. I lost my wife 5 years ago, and I'm dealing with it thanks from the Aussie guy. I feel like grief does not have an expiration date. So I'm really happy to hear that you're dealing with it, that you are moving through that. I'm, again, very humbled and happy that we can be part of that. As I've said, I'm doing pretty good just with that slightly stab pregnancy hormone emotion going on, but I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Got my degree and I have my daughter, and everything is moving in the right direction. Just got to iron out some of the details. At least just know that we are here and we will try and help you move in the right direction of getting to a place where you don't have to be in a situation that is causing so much pain for you. So if you just continue to email me, I will help you look into options and help you work through this so we can try and get you into a situation that is much better for you. Please don't give up. Know that we care if your light goes out and you're not alone. Oh, Spillmon has a second one, right? We took Spillmon. Okay. Spillmon has a second one. This is, okay, this was a response to the other one that got included. I'm not sure. So somehow I ended up printing one that's not a win. It was a response to the first one. So I don't think that has wins in there. I don't know how that got included in there. Marcus says, reconnected with a friend from 35 years ago, about a year ago, and now it has progressed to more. I'm happy, but very scared. She encouraged me to start writing poetry again. I have a renewed spirit. She sees me for me with no expectations. So beautiful. I'm so happy for you that you reconnected with her, that it's progressing into more, that you're finding happiness. It's normal to be scared. We all get scared. I think sometimes we can get scared of being happy because we've been hurt or because we've lost so much that it's, oh gosh, well, if I'm happy, then won't the fall be that much further when something bad happens? But we just have to realize that there's always going to be ups and downs, and we have to embrace the good when it does come. So we're not only seeing the bad, you know? So I love that she's encouraging you to do these things, have these outlets, have these hobbies, have these passions, express yourself in that way. So I'm very happy that your spirit's renewed. Lots of snaps in there. Hannah says, I'm not sure if it counts, but I helped a friend get connected to the Heart Kids community. It does count. Who was also born with a heart condition like I was, but had been connected to Heart Kids in Z yet, even though she's 20 now. Heart Kids in Z is the only organization in New Zealand who supports kids who are diagnosed with a heart condition and their families. That absolutely counts. That's a huge win. Not only helping her find that, you know, but helping her get connected to it. You were connected to it and you know that it helped you. So being able to help someone else, that's a win for both of you, because I know it can fill your bucket and then of course gets her the support she needs. So absolutely counts as a win. Let's do a check real fast. 50. So we're at 67 out of our 250 goal. Again, this is up on the line. We can't go a second stream without someone claiming this. Like I said, it is a framed canvas. It's mounted canvas with Linkin Park lyrics on it. I had created this. I designed this several years ago. And if we hit our goal, I will randomly draw out everyone who has pledged on the stream so that they can get this. I will mail this to them. I will also sign these at the front or the back, depending on your preference. So let's try and get to that goal so we can help more people in the coming weeks before our next stream. I wanted to do a few projects for Valentine's Day because I know that can be very isolating for people. So I want to do a couple projects for that. So I think that's what the focus is going to be on with our pledges, and every little bit helps. But I found that that 250 is kind of the sweet spot that allows us to do a decent amount of outreach, continuing to help people with therapy, and then doing a specific project. And this time it's going to be Valentine's Day related stuff so that people know that they're seen and heard and loved, even if they don't have someone. So let's see if we can hit that goal. David says Valentine's Day is triggering for me, blah. You are definitely not alone. And David, I just drew your win. David bought plane tickets. That is his win. And I'm sure that you are just going to have the bluest trip. It's going to be bleeding red, white, and a whole lot of blue. I'm just kidding. Big snaps to you. I'm sure that that is going to make a lot of people happy that you are going to be traveling and seeing special people. So big snaps to you. I know it also feels good when you are needing to do something for a while, like book tickets or whatever the case is. It feels good just to check that off. I'm big on checking things off my list. It's the dopamine. It's the ADHD. It's the dopamine. Love my checks. Brandon says, 7 months ago, I lost my wife and youngest daughter in a car accident. I lived, but I'm paraplegic. Don't get me wrong, my life is completely destroyed, but my sense of humor keeps me going because I still have 2 other children to be there for. I wish I could say your life is not completely destroyed and give you a different perspective, but I feel like that's very toxically positive because the life that you knew did get destroyed. And I just want to validate that's a lot to lose. I mean, you lost this part of your identity, this part of yourself, people that you love that meant the world to you. I am happy that you can find that silver lining. That is so powerful that you can find that silver lining even through all of this pain and loss. And I hope that you are able to find ways to connect with your wife and daughter, to find new ways to live, to start finding support to move forward in this new life. I would highly suggest connecting with other individuals who have been in these situations, not just for the grief aspect, but for the aspect of your own personal loss of part of your body. That is something that deserves to be grieved on its own. And I would highly suggest connecting with other people. I think we do have some people here in the community. I'm not sure if anyone's in the chat, but I know that I personally have really strong gallows humor. So my sense of humor has definitely made some people uncomfortable, but it has definitely helped me as well during dark times. I hope that You guys are like, able to come together. You and your other two children are able to come together, honor your wife and your daughter, their sibling, in a way that feels meaningful to you. But just don't forget to have grace for yourself. You know, your life was completely destroyed. I will validate that. It really was. But that doesn't mean that another life can't be rebuilt. It just means holding space for this and recognizing that, as I said before, unfortunately, you can't go back. You're never going to have that life back. But there can be meaning and fulfillment in another life with your kids. But definitely, definitely be there and grieve together. It really helps to grieve together as a family. But big snaps to you for keeping that humor and finding that little sliver of light in a very dark situation. 2 more wins. Warrior Poet says, my dad and I survived that frozen hellscape that was January. I keep forgetting that that's a thing. A lot of things could have went south, and even the photos I took of our parking lot don't really do it justice as to how dangerous that was to navigate. My dad fell out there. I could have lost him. Luckily, a couple of neighbors helped him up. His legs don't have the strength to get up on his own, so it's not like one person can just pull him up. Luckily, we got him up. I got him back into his apartment, made him some hot tea, and he's okay. He didn't break anything, and he's not injured. Now we're in February. The sun is shining, and it's warmer out. It's a start. Having said that, me and the landlord are about to have a go-round if things don't change. I got an axe to grind about, right, I got an axe to grind right about now. I don't blame you. I really applaud you for knowing that you might have to stand up for yourself with your landlord. That's always really uncomfortable, but it's necessary because you and everyone else there in that area deserves to have a safe environment where they're not going to get injured, and that they can go out and about and get some sunshine, even if there's not a lot of it, 'cause it's a frozen hellscape. Even if it might feel cold, still being able to get outside is important, and you shouldn't have to be afraid just to step outside your door. So I'm happy that your dad's okay. I'm happy that you're okay. And I'm very proud of you for standing up for yourself and making sure that this environment's going to be safe in the future. And I know that you will. I know that you can. And you might have to get together some of the other tenants and stuff to support you, but don't back down. Don't let them scare you. Don't let the bastards grind you down. No li te bastardes caborn dorm. Don't let the bastards grind you down. You are welcome for the snaps, Rev J's mental journey. Ashley Carper says, I told my doctor I wanted off all my mental health meds. I'm able to deal with everything on my own now. I'm finally strong enough. I've also found the strength to tell my closest friends that I'm non-binary. I feel a lot better not having to hide anymore. I'm so happy that you feel safe and that you have friends that you can be your true authentic self with. That's beautiful. I'm so happy that you went to your doctor. So just as a reminder to anyone that is on medication, that is wanting to make that decision or feels they're ready to make that decision to stop taking meds, to get off meds, it is very important that you discuss that with your mental health professional, with your doctor, because some medications cannot be cold turkeyed. And one of the symptoms sometimes, unfortunately, of certain mental health conditions is that resistance to medication. So it's always very important that you talk to your doctor or your mental health professional when you are wanting to stop meds. You knew that. So snaps for you, snaps for finding your strength again, for building those coping mechanisms and stuff, and that strength. And like I said, I'm really happy that you're able to find that supportive group of friends. You deserve that. So any more snaps here? We only have a few more minutes. I definitely want to hit our goal today. I definitely want to read everyone's snaps. So I will stay for a few more minutes. We have to hit our pledge goal today. I can't be threatening right now. Oh, do YouTube channel says, Amanda, which Dexter's quote do you have on your wall? Is it from Dokes? No, it's from Dexter's. It's okay. Life doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be lived. Now, there's a lot of other Dexter quotes that I could definitely put up there. One of my favorite ones that comes to my mind a lot is when I'm talking to people and I'm just thinking, do I see plastic sheets in your future? But no, I don't have the surprise figure up on my wall. I did meet Dokes. I met the actor that played Dokes. So if you look up, so I actually have Harry's police uniform from the show. It's a prop from the show, an actual prop from the show, with certificate of authenticity. And I ended up meeting Harry, Dexter, Dokes, Masuka, Deb, and Batista. I think that's it. And the shirt, you can't really see it because it's signed in silver, but the shirt is signed by Batista, Dexter, Deb, and Harry. And Harry, when he saw this, he looks at it, and apparently there's some kind of special modifications that they did to that shirt for him. And he looks at it, and he kind of opens the buttoning, and he goes, yeah, and starts telling me that that shirt was modified. He said, this is my actual shirt that I wore. How did you get this? So he was just really surprised, but he did confirm that it was the actual shirt that he wore on the show. So I consider that one of my most prized possessions. Never going to let that one go. Han says, how many weeks / months are you in? Don't know how to ask it in English. Yeah, you are correct. I am 26 weeks tomorrow, which is about 6 months. So I am due in May. My due date is May 12th, but we all know that those are a load of poop. She has to come in May. Like, that's all I ask. Just, baby girl, you have to come in May, because I can't have done it. It's going to be May announcement and then her not come in May. So yes, she's due around May 12th. She could be on May 4th, which is Lance Bass of NSYNC's birthday. It is not the May the 4th be with you day to me. It will always be Lance Bass's birthday. That's what I will always think of. So Aaron says, let's see that belly bump again. I don't know. Thank you, Alkin. Or Hans, as you are in here. See, I think Hans, and I think Frozen, and Hans is not a great character on Frozen. Although I will say, at least I'm over my Frozen trauma now, because I have my princess. Her name's Aurora, by the way, Alkin. So, like, the Princess Aurora, the Aurora Borealis, and Lucifer and Chloe's kid on the show. Davis is with Hans, I think Hans Gruber. Not Han Solo. I would have thought that you would think Han Solo. Chet says, I wanted to thank you for your message on one of your latest videos. I had posted about my grandmother dying a few weeks ago, and your kind words helped me a lot. I'm really glad. I know that it can be such a hard time to get through with grief. I don't know. She hasn't even made herself known. I think she's disappointed that we're not hitting our pledge goal, and she's just hiding in there. So I think that we're gonna have to amp it up a little bit if we're gonna get belly bumps and Aurora kicks. Oh, Han was, yeah, a character in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. He came back in the later ones also. I stopped watching after Paul Walker passed away, but I do remember Han coming back. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Oh, Rev J's Mental Joyce. I have to head out to let my battery charge. I really hope to see everyone in the Alaskan Avenger live stream tonight. That sounds like so much fun. Han says, I can't use my name anymore because I write my political opinion here on YouTube. Fair enough. Randy, hello. Randy says, I wish I could talk one-on-one. It's really hard for myself as a man to admit what I have to admit about myself. I also love your music reactions, and they bring me to tears often. Devin Townsend, In Flames, etc. Oh my gosh, Devin! I gotta get back to Devin. I haven't done Devin in forever. Makes me feel like I have someone to cry with. I'm really glad that the reactions can be here for you. You can always message me on Instagram or email me. That's in the video descriptions. But we do have these streams just to hold space for each other. There's a lot of guys in here. I know that it can be difficult. As you said, as a man, we were just talking about that earlier. It can be difficult to talk about the struggles that we have, but that's what the stream is for. And it's a judgment-free zone where we just share with each other and hold space for each other. And anybody that does get judgmental will get banned. Whoa, all I see is David talking about how he has a machine gun. That's exciting. That's going to be oodles of fun. Aaron saying Mighty Ducks. Ducks fly together. I was just looking up here the other day, Aaron. It's really bright, but you had once written me a note from the Mighty Ducks that has the just when you think they're going to break apart, ducks fly together and all that. Oh, Donald, thank you so much. I feel like I have to stay until we hit our goal. I have to do it. Hope it helps. Every little bit helps, guys. It really does. Hope it helps. I'm now 1 year and 1 month no alcohol. This community helped. I left a comment on the post from yesterday. Big snaps to you. A year is such a huge, it's such that huge turning point where you realize, yeah, I can do this. And it just feels so empowering. I felt like when I hit my first year in recovery, it's okay. Like now I have a good streak going. And for me, streaks are everything. It's a dopamine thing. Streaks are everything. I have, let's see. I have a 2,663 day streak on Duolingo. So when I hit that first year, it was okay. I can't lose the streak. And so it felt really good. But thank you so much for helping us get closer to that. Big snaps to you. Hans is saying, fair enough. No, it should not be like that. If you have the fear of losing your job because you have the wrong political opinion. I didn't mean fair enough in that way. I'm sorry if that felt invalidating. That is a really frightening thing. And that's a completely valid fear when you feel like losing your job because you're afraid that somebody's going to see something, an opinion that you have posted online or something, and that's going to affect your professional life. And I'm a believer that your personal and professional life should not, that your personal life should not affect your professional life, unless obviously your personal life is your Jeffrey Dahmer, then yeah, definitely should affect your professional life. But your opinions and things like that should definitely never affect your professional life. So I'm really sorry that you're feeling like you have to hide yourself in some way. Chet says, I've lost 88 pounds in 3 months after surgery. Wish me luck on reaching 100. Big snaps for 88. Isn't 88 how fast you have to go on Back to the Future? So that's already a pretty cool number, but I know you'll get to 100, and I know that's going to feel really, really good for you. How are you feeling since you've lost the weight? Oh gosh, Hans says, I love Alan Rickman. I love Die Hard. Here in Germany, Die Hard 1 and 2, always on TV on Christmas. I love those movies. Here's the thing. You can have whatever political opinion you want, and I'm not going to judge you, but Die Hard is not a freaking Christmas movie, and I will die on that hill. I won't judge you for your political views, but I will judge you for thinking Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I'm totally kidding, by the way. It's funny because for me, Alan Rickman is just always going to be Snape. He's always going to be Snape or the voice of God on Dogma. It's not an Xmas movie, David. You bite your tongue. Ugh! Y'all are killing me. Ugh. You know what? It's okay. You can have your wrong opinions. That's fine. I've actually only seen Die Hard once, and I don't remember it terribly well, but I remember it was definitely not a Christmas movie. I didn't even know when I watched that it was considered a Christmas movie. I wasn't up to speed on that at the time. But when everybody started saying that, I said, it took place in December. I mean, that's about all you got going on. Man, really? All of you? Someone please save me here. Someone please, like, validate me. Oh gosh. So I think we might have about 10 more minutes to try and hit our goal to get those last wins in and everything. Hans deleted a message, and I feel like he had some not nice words to say. Okay, the YouTube channel says Alan Rickman with a beard is Hans. Without a beard, he was in Harry Potter's Snape. That makes sense. It's not a Christmas movie, it's a winter movie. Thank you. That's how I feel. It's a winter movie. Well, this is not the debate I expected to be having after Christmas. Zebulon is saying, women love it hard when a man finds his personal healthy balance in this way. I like where you're going with it. I was talking to War Moose Eternal. I've always tried to be open and honest with, I think he's talking about his female partner, but this happens, and I guess this has got to change and keep things kind of off limits with her is going to be the new, oh, that's so frustrating that you feel like you have to hide parts of yourself from your partner. That should never be the case. I feel like we should always be able to be, transparent and be ourselves. This stuff is saving my life, by the way, because somehow what they don't tell you, so most people think pregnancy and they think, okay, you're going to gain some weight, you might get kind of nauseous and you'll get emotional, right? Oh no, it changes everything. I've had the worst chapped lips I've ever had in my life, to the point where they just massively burn all the time. I have food aversions like crazy, and not to the point of just, oh, I'm not in the mood for that, but I will look at it and physically feel ill and go, I can't eat this. And it's food that I used to love. Of course, it's affecting my skin, it's affecting my hair, my gums are bleeding. What is that? So it changes every aspect of you. It really changes everything about your body, about your emotions. It's definitely a lot of shifts going on. The YouTube channel says you can eat pickles with ice cream too. First and foremost, I'm vegan, so I'd have to have vegan ice cream. Second, I'm not really an ice cream person. Maybe I'll get the craving for some ice cream. I really wanted goulash. That's been a big one. There's vegan meat crumbles you can put in there, so goulash has definitely been a big one. I haven't had as much of a pickle craving as I thought I would. I've definitely eaten more pickles, but usually, I mean, in a totally normal setting, like if I'm having a burger or something, I'll have pickles on the side. I don't like pickles on my burger, but I'll have them on the side. There was a night, I think the weirdest was, what was it? It was, I wanted pickles, cereal, and it's, I think it's bean-based or chickpea-based, but it's like a chocolate cereal, but it's not really, it surprisingly has low sugar, but I wanted pickles, this chocolate cereal with my flax milk, and these little veggie sushi roll things. They're just like avocado. Oh my god, that sounds really good now. These little avocado sushi rolls and little veggie sushi rolls. I'm allergic to fish and I'm vegan, so I can't have fish, obviously, but they do have ones that have avocado and like asparagus and stuff. And that was my dinner one night. I think that's the weirdest thing that I've done. I hate with passion pickles, always did. Randy says, every time my wife wants dill pickle chips, I panic about pregnancy. David says, what if women literally glowed when pregnant? A petite pink glow from Amanda. That'd be awesome if I just radiated kind of pink. Chet Manley says, that sounds like a vitamin deficiency. I deal with that after my surgery. For me, it's just pregnancy. It's just weird pregnancy. But pickles do have electrolytes. So if you're craving pickles a lot, it can be an electrolyte imbalance if you're not pregnant. What does, please excuse me if I write this wrong, Bryson think about getting a little brother sister? She's a sister. She's a girl. You were close. It's a Y instead of an E, but it's a super uncommon name. So I completely understand. He is pretty excited, actually. I was scared. I did post his reaction over in the shorts. So if you want to see his reaction to when we told him, we did it through a scavenger hunt. That is over on the shorts, but he is pretty excited. He's been singing to her and talking to her and is already bonding and connecting with her. Passion pickle sounds like a product we'd sell in the US. David says, yeah, at specialty stores, at adult stores. David says, if you glowed, it would definitely make hiding pregnancies challenging. Well, I suppose that would be a good thing. Erin, how close are we to dinner? Also, I just realized that Aaron didn't make his pledge for the song. I'm going to have to put him in the basement later. Hi, Letfi. Oh my gosh, dinner's now ready. We didn't hit our pledge again. We didn't hit our pledge goal twice in a row. I don't think we've ever done that. I don't think we've ever had it not twice in a row, but apparently dinner's ready. So I have to go. As always, if you do want to make a pledge toward the cause later, you can do so still using PayPal or Venmo. I always give 24 hours after the streams. If we do hit that, I'll post it over in the community. I hope that everyone has had a good stream. David says that man is cooking you food. You cannot put him in the basement. I can put the stove and stuff down there. at least you got it in last minute. Aaron got the little pledge in last minute. So we actually, let's see what we hit. 60, 70, 80. So we hit 92 with our 250 goal. We didn't even get halfway, man. Thank you. You guys have a good week. I will see you again in 2 weeks. Yes, Danny, it was good having you here. I'm glad you're able to catch it. Thank you, Letfi. Hopefully I'll enjoy my dinner. Hopefully I don't just have random food aversions. I'm glad that you guys got to meet Aurora and see her. I can definitely post. I've been taking week-by-week pictures, but I haven't been posting them anywhere, so I can definitely post them over on the community or something. Move the kitchen in the basement, make him bring food upstairs. Well, I can't let him out, obviously, of the basement to bring food upstairs. But I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll keep you updated on the Valentine's Day stuff and what we can end up doing with that. I think, obviously, we can still do some meaningful outreach with that. I love you guys so much. I'm really happy that you were here, Hans. I'm glad that you were here. We definitely missed you a lot. David saying we missed you, Alkin. In fact, indeed. That's the challenging thing is there's over 77,000 people on this channel. There's so many people in this community, but I will find myself just randomly thinking about people that I've connected with, people that have been in the Patreon pack, people that have sent me messages. I'm just sitting there thinking, is that person okay? And I feel like I could spend my whole day reaching out to people all the time. Like, I just needed to check in. I just need you to know you're okay. So thank you guys for checking in. Thank you, Alkin, for swinging by. I hope that everything is moving in the right direction or that we can help things move in the right direction. But yes, I will see you soon. And extra kisses. Whoa, why did I blur so much? She made us blurry. She made us blurry. I will see you soon.